we on? So. Good evening. We do have a member of the Ministerial Alliance with us this evening. Mark, would you please come forward? And then we have something unique tonight. We have Sharon, which is Mark's mom. She's making her way over to the flag, and she is going to do sign language when we do the Pledge of Allegiance. Mark.
Please join me in prayer. Dear Lord, we thank you that for our city of Oak Grove. Lord, I thank you for the Board of Aldermen that are here tonight. We ask you to guide us and direct us. Help the leaders of our city to each issue that comes up before them, that they would do well to honor you. Lord, we ask you to watch over our first responders, our police force, firefighters. Lord, as they serve and protect the city of Oak Grove, I ask you to watch over them and protect them. Lord, help us, each and every one of us in the city, to love and honor you in all that we say and all we do. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Sharon. I now call the May 6, 2024 Board of Aldermen meeting to order. City Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Rachel Kilmer.
Here.
Kelly Netto.
Here.
Tracy Newcomer.
Here.
Pam Pope.
Here.
Jamie Ballo-Ratliff.
Here.
Sierra McMichael.
Here.
And Mayor Dana Webb.
Here. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is new business, deletions, or continuances. We do not have any of those tonight, so we will move on to public comments. City Clerk, do we have any public comments?
Yes, there was one speaker appearance form that is regarding an item that's on the agenda this evening.
Thank you, City Clerk. Due to the fact that the public comment item is on the agenda, per our request on that, we do not accept items for public comment that are on the agenda, so that public comment this evening would be void. The next item on the agenda is a consent agenda. These items are considered on the consent agenda so that members of the Board of Aldermen, by unanimous consent, can designate routine items to be approved by one motion. Tonight, we have approval of the April 15th, 2024 Board of Aldermen meeting minutes and expenditures through May 2nd, 2024.
I make a motion we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. The next item on the agenda is unfinished business. We do not have any of that this evening, so we will move on to new business. The first item is discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding the mayoral appointment of Mike Boyd to the Board of Zoning and Adjustment. So I'm asking to put Mike on this board. We had Tracy Carpenter step down. She resigned from that board, and Mike is willing to fill that position.
I make a motion we approve the mayoral appointment of Mike Boyd to the Board of Zoning Adjustment. Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve Mike for the Board of Zoning and Adjustment. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. The next item on the agenda is discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding the mayoral appointment of Pam Pope for the Board Liaison of Planning and Zoning Commission. So each year, we elect different ones of you to be on the commissions or boards as liaison. We are keeping Tracy on the park, and then Rachel on tree board, but we need someone to replace a previous alderman, so that would be Pam. So I'm asking for Pam And Pam is willing to be on the Planning and Zoning Commission. I'm asking for approval.
I think you'll be great at that, Pam.
I do too.
I make a motion to approve the nomination of Pam Pope to be the liaison to the Planning and Zoning Commission.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to approve Pam Pope for the liaison for Planning and Zoning Commission. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. The next item on the agenda is consideration and possible action regarding the electing of Mayor Pro Tem for the board. So I'm going to give you a little scenario here of how that works. The Mayor Pro Tem is a position of one of you women that consists of a one-year term. This is selected by you. The Mayor Pro Tem will fulfill the duties of the mayor in my absence, such as leading meetings like this or any other duties or meetings in my absence. The board, right now, you will verbally make your nominations and you will verbally vote for the Mayor Pro Tem. So there's no writing it down, no secret ballot. It's all open discussion. So at this time, I open the floor for nominations for the Mayor Pro Tem. And you guys have to make some nominations.
I will nominate Kelly.
I'll second that.
Yeah, you want to do it, Kelly?
I'll do it.
That's a great idea.
Thanks, team.
Okay, we have a first, well, I need a motion.
Oh.
So make an actual motion, please.
I'd like to make a motion that we elect Kelly as Mayor Pro Tem. Kelly Neto, excuse me.
You said it right.
I know, I had to stop.
Did good. No, you did good. And I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to elect Kelly Neto as Mayor Pro Tem. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Congratulations, Kelly.
Thank you. Thank you, Pam, and everyone else.
The next item on the agenda is discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding the main lift station rebuild. Corey?
Thank you, Mayor. On February 14th, 2024, one of our 3 influent pumps at our main lift station suffered catastrophic damage. The shaft suffered some damage and it blew out the lower sills. Public Works pulled the pump and sent it to FTC Equipment and Independence for further evaluation, where it was later determined that it needed to be rebuilt or replaced. At the time this pump went down, we already were having issues with one of our other 2 remaining pumps, leaving us only 1 main functioning pump. And this is our main pump station. Takes in an average of 2.7 million gallons of raw sewage each day. So having just 1 pump suddenly became an emergency. We were able to fix 1 pump in-house after waiting 3 weeks for parts. When these pumps go into the shop to be evaluated for what the scope of the work is or what needs to be done, they have to fully disassemble these pumps, and they're about 5 feet tall, maybe about 36 inches in diameter, so they're rather large pumps. But they dissect those pumps and tear them down, turn them into a big pile of parts before they tell you actually what's wrong with it. So at this point, you're left with 2 options. 1, pick up your parts, or 2, get the pump rebuilt. I chose to have them rebuild the pump for the amount of $11,886.35 versus the replacement of a new one at $31,000. So tonight I'm asking the board for approval to pay FTC Equipment for the repairs of 1 pump for the main lift station.
Thank you, Corey. Go ahead, Rachel.
Sorry, what's the lifespan of a repaired, is there a difference in lifespan of a repaired pump versus a new one, I guess?
I suppose that's kind of a tough question. Basically, it's kind of like having a transmission on your car rebuilt. Typically, they'll come with a similar warranty, but there's a lot of variables in there that can mess that up, I guess you could say. So
Right.
typically speaking, they are, I would say, equally as good as a new pump.
And what is a rough lifespan? Like 5 years, 10 years, 20? I mean,
Yeah, so I would say probably 3 to 6 years.
okay, so you have to go through them quite a bit. Okay.
Yeah, and that station has three influent pumps and 2 peak pumps, so a total of 5 pumps. And it's, I don't want to say regular, but it's kind of common,
Sure.
so.
Makes sense.
How old is that pump, Corey?
Actually, I don't know how old the pump is. I apologize. It is not under warranty, if that's what you're inquiring about.
No, I just wondered if we were working on a very old pump, you know, how much sense this made to.
Oh, I see. Yeah, so I mean, it's rebuildable, and so that's, I would say that's good. The parts are still readily available to rebuild it.
Okay.
And the new pumps are built the exact same way, so it's, I mean, yeah, it's about half the cost. I mean, using the same exterior shell and wiring, I guess, is about all that's original when they're done.
Does the repair include a warranty?
It does include a warranty.
Okay.
It's got a 1-year warranty on parts and service. So,
That's good. Thank you, Corey. Mark, we don't take, questions from the, yeah. Any other questions for Corey or staff?
I do actually have a question. Did we budget anything for this? Or, I know it was kind of not planned.
right, we do have a budget for pump maintenance, and that consists of rebuilds. It might need to be revisited next year, but there is one for pumps.
Okay.
Yes.
I make a motion that we approve payment of the pump to FTC Equipment for completed services in the amount of $11,886.35.
I second.
We have a motion and a second regarding the main lift station rebuild pump in the amount of $11,886.35. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. The next item on the agenda is discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding a contract between the City of Oak Grove and Advanced Asphalt for the Street Preservation Program of 2024. Corey, that's you again.
Thank you, Mayor. On March 4th, I brought to the board the proposed streets for this year's overlay program based off of the severity levels. On April 11th, an RFQ was posted in the local newspaper to begin receiving bids. We had our bid opening on Monday, April 29th, where we received 7 total bids. Those bids ranged from $1,701,371 down to $1,298,517.34, with Advanced Asphalt being the lowest. Advanced Asphalt's been the low bidder for the past few projects we've done. Also, as you are aware, the city and the school district had agreed to a 50-50 cost share to pave the parking lot at Webb Park at the end of Southeast 17th Street. In an attempt to get the best pricing on asphalt and installation for that parking lot, we bundled it with the street overlay in the same RFQ posting. Those bids came in ranging from $45,000 to $60,000 with a budgeted amount of $70,000. Although the street overlay came in just a little under our proposed budget, I am asking for an additional 5% in contingency to cover any underlying issues. I don't anticipate needing this amount, as I feel we've done a good job in-house of identifying these issues, in which we are working on currently, if you've seen the guys out. One of the examples of an underlying issue would be similar to that we ran into in Oaks of Edgewood in 2021, where there's just, things you just don't know, you can't predict or prepare for. So with that, I'll be happy to answer any questions the board might have.
Thank you, Corey. You have done a very fine job of outlining everything. All the information in the packet is extremely helpful and useful, especially for us when we get phone calls curious about roads, of what's going to happen. I think you probably all agree this is very helpful. Thank you for all the time you put in. Board, do you have any questions for Corey?
Is 7 bids an unusual? It seems like we
Seems
don't.
like a lot.
Yeah, yeah. Do we usually get 7 bids, or I mean, that seems like we usually have like 3 or something.
Yeah, so it does vary. I've reached out to some contractors this year, the same thing with Ben Oak parking lot, just trying to get the information out there. So that might have been something that helped as well.
Makes sense. I make a motion to approve the contract with Advanced Asphalt in the amount of roughly $1.4 million.
Can I actually ask a question before
Absolutely,
we
yeah.
do a second? We're happy with the chosen company that we're utilizing, Advanced Asphalt. Like, we've been happy with the work that they've done for us.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you, Kelly. I
They,
wanted to ask that as well.
yeah, they've been easy to work with. They've helped us out in situations, and so
No
I
hesitation.
see no reason. Yep.
With that, I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the contract between the City of Oak Grove and Advanced Asphalt. Any discussion?
Mayor, just a clarification, and it is for the amount that's stated here, right?
Oh, rounded.
$1,411,487.01.
Sorry.
You want us to redo the?
No, I just,
Okay.
if you confirm that's the amount that the
Yes,
board
as
is
stated.
approving. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. We have a motion and a second to approve the amount that is stated for the contract with the City of Oak Grove and Advanced Asphalt. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. The next item on the agenda is discussion, consideration, and possible action for Bill Number 24-09 regarding an ordinance granting a change in zoning classification of land located generally south on Fifth Street and east of Oaks of Edgewood subdivision. Before we move forward with that, I'd like to just state a few things. So one of the key considerations for this ordinance tonight is whether the proposed rezoning to the single R1 is reasonable and if it is consistent with the city's long-term planning. Under state statutes, cities are required to adopt a comprehensive plan which shall serve as a guide for physical development of a city. This area was first identified for future development in the city's 1981 long-term plan. Then again, in 1999 long-term plan, clarified that single-family would be the most appropriate future land use. Then again, it was reaffirmed in 2023 with the long-term comprehensive plan, which again identified single-family homes as the most appropriate future land use for this area. While there's lots of discussion about specifics of the development at the April 15th meeting, the main question remains, which is whether or not single-family is the appropriate zoning for this area. And if so, the property would be required to follow the city's R1 zoning and subdivision regulations, the same as any other development in our city. So at the April 15th Board of Aldermen meeting, this ordinance was first considered. 2 aldermen were absent. The 4 members of the board were present at the meeting, voted on the motion to approve this ordinance. The vote on the motion to approve the ordinance was 3 yes and 1 no. While the majority of the board voted yes, the ordinance did not pass at that time because the adoption of the ordinance requires 4 yes votes. The ordinance has been placed back on the agenda again tonight so that it can be considered with a full board present. Our 2 new board members, Sierra McMichael and Jamie Ballo-Ratliff, were not members of the board at the time on the April 15th meeting. But it is my understanding that both of these alderwomen have reviewed the information provided to the board in the April 15th packet, viewed the video of the public hearing that evening, and believe that they have the significant information to make an informed decision on this ordinance tonight. I would ask Sierra and Jamie to confirm that for the record this evening before we proceed any further with the vote on the ordinance on the agenda. At this time, Alderwoman Ratliff, is that correct or is that incorrect?
That is correct.
At this time, Alderwoman McMichael, is that correct or incorrect?
That is correct.
Thank you. So moving on, our next item on the agenda, as stated, is discussion, consideration, and possible action for Bill number 24-09 regarding an ordinance granting rezoning classification on the land located generally south on 5th Street and east of Oaks of Edgewood subdivision. There is no staff report because we had staff report last time and we had a public hearing.
Is there any discussion? Anyone?
Yeah, right. You guys can have discussion at this time. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves.
I've had quite a bit of conversation with people in, I'm Ward 1 in my ward, and I live in this neighborhood and in this area, and I think there's just been a lot of confusion about what a rezoning is versus what a plat is, and hopeful that like all of us and all the residents can learn from this and hopefully stay engaged moving forward through every step of the process and not just the rezoning.
Yeah.
If there's no more, I will move for first and second reading by title only of Bill number 24-09.
Second.
We have a motion and a second for the first and second reading of the proposed ordinance by title only. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. City Clerk, would you please read the full title of the bill 2 times?
An ordinance granting a change in zoning classification on land located generally south on 5th Street and east of Oaks of Edgewood subdivision totaling approximately 79 acres from agricultural district to single-family district R1, all in accordance with the provisions of the Unified Development Code, Title 4, Chapter 405 of the Municipal Code of Oak Grove, Missouri. An ordinance granting a change in zoning classification on land located generally south on 5th Street and east of Oaks of Edgewood subdivision totaling approximately 79 acres from agricultural district to single-family district R1, all in accordance with the provisions of the Unified Development Code, Title 4, Chapter 405 of the Municipal Code of Oak Grove, Missouri.
I move for adoption of Bill number 24-09.
Second.
We have a motion and a second for the adoption of bill number 24-09 to ordinance. Any discussion? If not, City Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Rachel Kilmer,
Yes.
Kelly Netto,
Yes.
Tracy Newcomer,
Yes.
Pam Pope,
Yes.
Jamie Ballo-Ratliff,
Yes.
Sierra McMichael.
Yes.
Motion is approved, and bill number 24-09 becomes ordinance number 2112, and it is adopted. The next item on the agenda is information reports. Matt, do you have one?
No report tonight. I just want to welcome Sarah and Jamie to the board. Look forward to working with you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Chris, do you have a report? No report, thank you, Mayor. Thank you. Chief, do you have a report?
Yes, if I may report, last Saturday being the last Saturday in April, we had the drug tank back event. And while it only brought in 100 pounds of disposable meds, it's amazing when you hold up a capsule and just the size of that one capsule that we reached 100 pounds. It's 100 pounds that be used by someone else to harm themselves or anyone else. So we were able to take that to the incinerator. We're happy that that was possible.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Corey?
No report, thank you.
Kim?
I'd just like to welcome the new members to the board. I look forward to working with you.
Thank you, Kim. Scott?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Saturday, May 18th is the Mother-Son Dance at the Field House from 6:30 to 8:30. Last day of registration is May 12th. And then pool season starts May 25th. Pool party sales went on sale today, and they sold out within 2 hours, so.
Wow, that's amazing.
Great.
Thanks.
Good job. Rachel?
No report.
Kelly?
I don't have a report. I do have a question, Chief. Is that something that only happens once a year? Could you remind me? Is that once a year or every month? The drug take back?
It's twice a year. It's
Twice a year.
always, in April and October.
October. Okay.
And then correct me, we have the machine upstairs at the top of the stairs at any time.
We actually have two of those.
Oh,
We have
okay.
one here in City Hall and the other at the Davis Center. And so those are available anytime the building is
Yes.
open.
Is that what you were getting ready to
Yes.
say? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, perfect. Thank you so much, and I'd like to welcome you ladies to the board.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So Jamie and Sarah, as you can tell, this is the hot mic time. This is where you get to make a report or you say no comment. So here you go, your turn.
No report.
Okay. Sierra?
No report.
Okay. Tracy?
No report.
Pam?
No report.
All right. I would like to welcome Jamie and Sierra. Look forward to working with you. It's going to be fun. And then I would like to make a clarification. I have not had that happen. A gentleman that's left now had raised his hand during the meeting to ask a question. So for the record, if he's watching or if anybody's watching, we welcome conversation, comments, or questions. Our board packet goes out 4 days before our meeting, so it's public information that people can look at and call City Hall or call one of us and ask questions. We welcome after a meeting if anyone wants to stay to ask questions, but during a regular meeting, it's not like a town hall meeting where we're just asking questions and conversing back and forth. So I just wanted clarity on that in case someone was watching or if I was going to tell Mark later, but that's all I have. I am looking for a motion for executive session. There's two, please.
Did you finish information reports? Did you guys go? Where was I? My brain went away.
Yeah, because I go last.
Yes, I know, that's why I got confused.
You had me wonder for a minute. Okay.
I make a motion, we adjourn to executive session 610.021, 1 and 12.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to adjourn to executive session 610.021, 1 and 2. Any discussion? If not, City Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Rachel Kilmer,
Yes.
Kelly Netto,
Yes.
Tracy Newcomer,
Yes.
Pam Pope,
Yes.
Jamie Ballo-Ratliff,
Yes.
Sierra McMichael.
Yes.
We are adjourned to executive session.
Congratulations. Yes, congratulations.
No, that's through that door right there.
Got it.
Now I remember why I haven't eaten these gummy bears yet.